The following presentation is a part of the National Heavy Boxing League's 10th season, celebrating 10 years of the premier level of heavy boxing in the Team Fortress 2 community, and a final send-off as the NHBL closes after its 10th season.
It's the NHBL Finals kickoffs. Epic matchups await us as boxers such as Lock Trap, who managed to beat Russian Bear and win a tournament this season, faces off against the second place heavy boxer from the Sasha Heavyweight Championship last year, El Comandante. Spaten looks to face off against the Magic Marksman and potentially gain the glory that has since been impeded by Russian Bear in the NHBL Finals. Danger Boy, only getting to the final three in an earlier tournament in Season 7, faces off against the Putis Pau movement, Dos Caras, and Retro will face off against Sargent as the reigning Natasha Heavyweight Champion looks to beat down and get into the Sasha Heavyweight Championship this year. Good evening, everyone. Gentleman's Fedora in for Baxter temporarily, alongside Sins and Clayface, ready for one of the most epic playoffs in the history of the National Heavy Boxing League. Clayface, you look at the order of tonight's matches, and you can obviously see that this is going to be a fantastic tournament, regardless of who we see and what matches we have up against us. But you look at the bracket, especially this first match we are going to see tonight is just an amazing match between El Comandante and Lock Trap. Now, El Comandante, again, the second place heavy boxer who isn't going to be stopped by Russian Bear as he's not in the tournament this year. But Comandante has also got the challenge of Lock Trap, who beat Russian Bear and won a tournament earlier this season. What's it going to take for Comandante to get back into that Sasha Heavyweight Championship?
Well, you know, Comandante has got his hands full. He is one of UK's best. He's got a hefty ping, though. That's always let him down, but he's found glory. Definitely in the United States, hasn't been left out. He's going to have to really focus on a task at hand. I believe he beat Locktrap in the last tournament. I may be wrong, to get the fourth place position to qualify for the NHBL Finals, which is incredible for him. As personally, he knows he had a tough test tonight. He has to prove that it wasn't a fluke. He needs to prove that he can still hang with the best guys.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And again, Lock Trap, he as Baxter said, in the greatest win of his young career. Let's see if his young career won't end tonight and will potentially continue going into next week. Since we look at the other match that we have right after theirs, Danger Boy and Dos Caras. Now, Danger Boy hasn't participated in NHBL play as much. I believe he was in the Nova TF Clash, maybe the Backyard Brawl. He participated a little bit, but he hasn't quite been active in the NHBL. And he's against the Putis Pau movement of Dos Caras, who's participated in several NHBL tournaments and has a good amount of experience going in here. What dangers does, not to make any fun there, but what dangers face Danger Boy here against Dos Caras?
Well, it could be a double-edged sword here. We don't know that much from Danger Boy. He could be this really great boxer, but we haven't seen that much from him. But because we haven't seen that much of him, and we've seen a lot of what Dos Caras can do, the edge obviously falls on Dos Caras. I mean, I would rather pick him over Danger Boy, but that's only because I only know what Dos Caras can go through. I don't know much about Danger Boy, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of dynamic they will have in the ring. But Dos Caras, he has the ability to go through this entire tournament in the finals. So we'll have to see what happens. It'll be entertaining nonetheless.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic to see that match. And Clayface, I know how much of a thing you have for European heavy boxers, that thing being smaller than an actual thing, as Retro faces off against Sargent. I had to pull that reference on you, man. But Retro, the first Natasha Heavyweight Champion, that's how he got into this tournament, and he's ready to potentially get the league's championship, the SHC. But he's got 4 matches total to win to be able to get to that point. But first, he's got to win 2 rounds here against Sargent, who managed to be very successful in the the My Variety Backyard Brawl. Managed to get a 2-0 victory, and he lost 3-2 against Danger Boy in that tournament. And Danger Boy went on to go to the Super Semis, and I believe the final of the My Variety Backyard Brawl. So Sargent, that's the only time he's participated in NHBL play as well. So he has inactivity. Retro, has participated a little bit in the NHBL since the European Finals, but he hasn't quite gotten to any other tournaments other than Natasha heavyweight champion. So both of those heavy boxers are ready to box, but what are you expecting to see from those?
Look, once again, I have to say, Retro just flew over here from the UK. This is his first ever appearance in the United States. So considering what happened again to him when he was competing in Singapore in February, he lost to White Russian Bear and he had terrible ping issues, but both men had ping issues. But Sargent's he's an American born and bred boxer, so this is going to be really difficult for Retro to keep his cool. But Sargent's a tough guy. I remember watching Sargent in my backyard ball. I thought he would really go all the way, and he just got closed out in the final round against Danger Boy of an extremely close fight that could have gone either way. So it's going to be interesting tonight. Very interesting.
And because of the way that matches had to be rearranged due to one of the heavy boxers having an emergency come up last minute, the match between Ice and Metro will be boxed tomorrow. So that means we will have a divisional match finalized tonight. But with the matches of Retro versus Sargent and El Comandante versus Locktrap. So it's going to be interesting to see who will face off in the divisionals next week. And then the final match we have for the night, at least it's slated right now, is in between Spaten and the Magic Marksman, a rematch of the SSBL NHBL champion versus champion matches, which was a fantastic bout to see between the both of them. But Magic Marksman, he's right now offline, so he may be substituted by Setuplit if he can't get online in time. But regardless of that, Spaten is no longer impeded by the one and only White Russian Bear from getting to the Sasha Heavyweight Championship, though he has mentioned many times in the past that the actual killing gloves of boxing are what impede him from ever winning a championship. Is that going to make a difference for him against either Marksman or Setuplit?
Well, how you brought up White Russian Bear, it's funny because it seems like White Russian Bear can go down as one of, if not the greatest boxer ever in NHBL. I think that's already a kind of a thing around here. But having Spogo, there's got to be a little chip on his shoulder. At least it would be for me if I was in his stage. Okay? Think about it. I mean, White Russian Bear would always beat or at least be in front of Spogo in anything in boxing. And it would be so frustrating for Spogo if I was in his shoes. So I think for Spogo, he needs to take this opportunity. He needs to take this momentum that he's been getting at. He doesn't have to worry about White Russian Bear. Forget about him. I'm sorry, what?
You said Spogo.
Did I? Oh, I'm sorry. Spaten. Oh my God.
I'm just laughing.
Spaten. I'm sorry. I saw his name. I'm sorry. Spaten. Okay. Like I said, Spaten is still a really good boxer, and all I said was true about Spaten. I knew who I was talking about, just I used the wrong name. But Spaten, he's got to keep this momentum going. No matter who he has to face, Marksman, or if it's Setuplit, it doesn't matter who he has to fight with. He has to have that same urgency going forward. And I know that's going to go in the highlight reel as a blooper. I don't give a crap. If that gets me a fisty at the end of the year, I really don't care.
It's too late to nominate it as a fisty.
Sorry to interrupt. What is that floating thing in the ring? I'm laughing because of it. What the hell is that?
Oh, yeah, that's Bran Flakes. He's moving around. We can see his spectator.
No, that is not Bran Flakes. I believe that is Sergeant's Unusual glitching out in the ring.
That is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
That's fantastic.
That is going to go down in history. It's one of the funniest moments for me.
This
is going to be a great event. Already it has turned out to be very good and very comical.
Oh yes, indeed. We're gonna have to reset the map to get rid of that unusual glitch. Unfortunately, I mean, the good thing is we're not gonna have any other glitches tonight because the best of the best are colliding for a chance at the Sasha Heavyweight Championship.
All right, while those two gentlemen get it underway in the ring, their practice rounds, I mean, that being El Comandante there in the red and Dos Caras there in the blue.
Locktrap in the blue.
Oh. Locktrap in the blue. Sorry, it looked like those cars. I saw cats, and that's my
pretty sure he had the same hair too.
Yes. I'm sorry. It's tiring. Okay, I spent so long fixing this computer just to get to this thing.
It's okay.
And everybody's just yelling at me. Okay.
It's okay, Bax. You're good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
You're
Sins. Thank you. I love you. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about these boxers. El Comandante coming into today, Clayface. He's a European boxer, and he's been on the cusp of being eliminated his entire run in the NHBL. He's been a perpetual Cinderella story ever since last season. He's made it to the second round a whole bunch, but he never got to the Final Four until the final tournament of the season, where he was able to actually beat Locktrap and get there. So this is a
And
very
he
interesting
plays
fight.
fourth,
coming in today.
You know, the Europeans are somewhat taking over. Believe it or not, there's probably more Europeans these days than the American boxers for some reason. But the Europeans are determined. They've always been competing hard with the ping, and they've tried to give success. And it just shows you what they can do. I mean, El Comandante was truly one of the first guys from Europe in the NHBL to really stand up for them, you know. And it's going to be interesting because he's had a tough little run. So let's see how he goes.
We will have to see. Locktrap doing very well in these practice rounds here. El Comandante looking a little shaky to start. Of course, that could be a ping issue because El Comandante is currently sitting at 136 ping.
Damn.
Ping, always
That's
an
enough,
issue for
yeah.
those European boxers. All right, round one is underway here. Locktrap bolts out of the corner. Then they start swinging right out of the gate. He's not wasting any time. El Comandante's not wasting any time either. Comandante's putting him
Beautiful,
down.
lovely
Locktrap,
shots.
way
Great.
too ambitious there, Sins.
Yeah, that was coming right out of the gate, and I love it when boxers do that. I love it when boxers just want to all they want to do is punch each other in the face, and that is the best thing in the world, in my opinion. And these guys are bringing it, and it's already in the first matchup. Oh my goodness, let's continue this.
Round two is underway here. It is match point for El Comandante. He picks up this win. He's moving on. It would be very disappointing to a lot of fans if Locktrap were to go home this early. Locktrap misses a punch, but he's missing punches. He's missing a lot of punches, and Comandante puts him down. Locktrap home early he goes. Clayface, Locktrap, a lot of
What
people were
the
picking him
hell?
to be the dark horse of this tournament, but not today. He goes down immediately to El Comandante.
What I don't understand is that how does Comandante do better with 136 ping than he does in his home country with 20 ping? He got knocked out in the first round of the NHC, and now he just took out one of the dark horses to win the whole thing. That is crazy. How is that
insane.
possible?
If I could say something, El Comandante, he's my pick to win it. Saying that right now. Let's go. Let's go, Comandante.
Yeah, of course.
Well, one thing I think is a definite advantage to El Comandante is that he's come find attuned to this ping here in the North American servers, because European boxing over in the Europe, like actual European servers, hasn't actually been around for that long of a time, and that's why he performs less well in the European circuits, because he's less attuned to that ping. But over here, when he can kind of like account for that lag, that jitteriness.
Let me say one thing. I'm going to quote Conor McGregor here, what he said about the Irish coming into the UFC. We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. That is exactly what the Europeans are doing. They're taking over.
Oh my gosh, would you just stop with the Europeans takeovers? Just stop. We get it. They're coming from Britain, and they're pop the cheery do, and yeah, they're gonna take over. And there come the Irish, and like, oh yeah, look at the Irish, and they're gonna take over too. I get it. We get it.
Well, hey man, the Irish, we got Viking 34. I mean, they have their guy. I mean, geez, come on.
Here's a good question. Here's a good question. Why don't we talk about the people who are actually taking over the NHBL? That being the guys coming in, the fresh talent from NHBL Fight Night. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yes.
That I run that.
No, I have to admit, I am a fan of the Canadian superstar that is Ice. I'm a fan.
Absolutely. Ice will be on display later today. However, right now we should focus on this ring-in-ring action. It is Danger Boy and Dos Caras. Putis Pow movement getting destroyed. Oh. Just Putis Pow movement. Bam. Big oof. But yeah, so Danger Boy racks up 3 wins in the practice rounds. Very impressive. That's not something you expect from Danger Boy. As I said, I call him the king of sudden death because he wins a lot of close matches. He's got an impressive winning match record, but he has a losing round record, which I think is very interesting for a boxer. So hopefully he can take this thing down to the wire. We will have to see. Round 1 is now underway here. Danger Boy in red, Cars in blue. Boy backs him into the corner. He's laying punches in. Dos Cars wasn't ready for that. Danger Boy dominating him now. 4 wins, including the practice round. He's up 1-0. Clay, what has Dos Cars got to do to at least knock up a victory here?
SVP of officiating stepping in for a moment. False start on Dos Caras for leaving the corner of the ring, as well as crouching.
Round 2 is underway here. Match point for Danger Boy. Danger Boy wasting very little time. Engaging right away. Laying punches in. And it's not going to work for him either. Jeez. My ear holes. There it is. Pootis Pow. Sins, the aggression here is killing a lot of them. It destroyed Lock Trap in the first round. It sent him home early in the tournament. And now it's causing problems for these guys. Do you think, when do they start easing off the accelerator a little bit here?
Well, I think it's because, it's the NHBL Finals. They are a little bit more tensed up and a little bit more ready to go than more other matches, I think. And I think sooner or later, once they get eliminated from tournaments, maybe they'll realize. But we'll have to see. Right now, it's a tie game, and right now it's anyone's match right now at this point.
Round 3 is underway here. It's the final round, tied up 1-1 apiece, and they engage in the center of the ring. They are trading blows, and it's going to come down to this. Ow! It hurts.
Comeback. It was a comeback.
The Buddhist Pow movement will not go quietly into the good night. Dos Caras moves on 2-1. So, wow.
Yeah, that was a pretty good comeback Dos Caras did. I mean, it was still that good old punching warfare that we've been seeing, but Dos Caras ended up making it good on his note. Congratulations.
So, firstly, I'm going to go to the guy who just won the match with Dos Caras. How do you feel about that match? Obviously, the false start was in place there, and you managed to pull it back and win 2 rounds in a row. What was the tactic going up against a tough guy like Danger Boy? He really put the pressure on there.
It was a tactical throw. I let him think he was good.
Ooh. Jeez, cheap shots, man. Cheap shots and low blows in these interviews. Let me ask you, when you false start, did you think you were going to get heavily penalized for it, or just you didn't really think much of it?
Nah, it's fun.
No, it's all good. Okay, when is the Buddhist Pow movement? How many members is that up to now?
2. I'm heading for 3 soon.
Round for 3, and I presume you have extra Buddhist Powers coming in for the next match. Whoever faces you next.
Oh yeah, you can join my Steam group. You can be the 3rd one.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Thank you, Dos Caras. We'll see you in the divisionals. Coming over to one of my main men, El Comandante. One of UK's finest. What did we just see there? You got swept in the warm-up rounds, but do you reckon it was your ping that got you over the line? Comandante says, I have no idea. I felt like I did the same in the training and official rounds. And then, so what was the tactic? You slip and slide, as I like to call the offensive, defensive. You're moving in. You like to move a bit. It's fantastic. And how did you present? What was the training like going into to take on a guy like a tough guy like Lock Trap? You've beaten him before, so was it the same as last time, or just try to keep the nerves? El Comandante says, hard to recall exactly. Thank exam period for that. I also had an exam yesterday. Didn't go so well, but it didn't feel too different. Now, let me also say, this time last year, you took out Spotted, and you're in the same bracket as him. Do you reckon you'll be facing him in the bracket sometime? Maybe again. He says, well, Commandante, we'll see you in the divisionals.
We are getting the last two matches of the night underway in the practice rounds. We've got the European King, the British Brawler in the red corner, Retro, and we've got in the blue corner the man we call Sergeant. As they get their practice rounds underway, we're going to talk because that's what we're paid to do. Clayface,
Paid?
right. I know, right? Okay, Clayface, let's talk to you a little bit about your boy, your European champion, your prized, glorified takeover, Retro. Coming
Yeah.
into the day, he's got a big chip on his shoulder. But like you mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, he's a champion over in the European side of things, but on the American side of things, he's a little bit on the rubbish, not the rubbish side,
Yeah.
but like ping issues. It's a new playing ground. What do you expect from here tonight?
He has his issues with his ping, and he lost in a Singapore International Series fight, which was very close. Actually, could have gone a few more rounds lost to Russian Bear. In that, he's taking on Sergeant, who is I believe, is he a skill admin? He's a skill admin, right? Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong with that. He's a skill admin, if I can remember, from the My Variety Backyard Brawl. And he was very talented, actually. He had a very good run in that. A healthy little win, a 2-0 win, and then lost a close round to the guy the guy he lost to lost last match. So he lost his match. Danger Boy lost his match, and that's who Sergeant, Sergeant had trouble with. So look, I mean, anything can happen. I think Sergeant's a very underrated boxer.
I think he is as well. He's had a pretty good showing. He's just only had the one showing, so we haven't seen much out of him. He's a pretty accurate fighter. I had my notes down a sharpshooting guy because it's sharpshooting Sergeant. I'm funny. But Sins, what do you expect from this newcomer here tonight? Like, even if he doesn't get the win, do you think that any round victory here would be a massive success for this new boxer?
Well, I think of it with the NHBL Finals. I mean, that's really the pinnacle of being a good boxer. And it just takes a little extra effort to become a great boxer. And if you take Sargent, and we don't know too much about him, but yeah, he's in the finals, that already says something. He should already have his chin up, shoulders touch back, and already have this boost of confidence. But, Sargent, he's going to have to fight up against a really good boxer in Retro. We've already seen what Retro can do in the ring. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out the victor. Only time will tell.
All right, round one, it's underway. It's Retro in that British red, and it's Sergeant in that blue-blooded American attire. Here they go. Sergeant gets a punch in here. He's up a punch. He just missed, though. Retro ties it back up. Never mind me. What am I talking about? Sergeant takes it home. 0-1. Clayface, your boy's going down to a Sergeant. What's he going to do?
Hey, man, look, this is his first time fighting in the United States, man. It's not going to be all success throughout his career. You have to understand when you're fighting with 125 ping, everything's coming differently. So you have to adjust to it. Sergeant's got 34 ping and he's from the United States. This is what the issue is. But you know what? Let's see how it goes. I think whoever wins deserves it.
Right, round two is underway here. It is match point for Sergeant. Sergeant getting a bit of a late start there. He is staying in his corner. He wants Retro to come in. He's laying a trap for him. And Sergeant swings wildly, and he misses. Retro showing some veteran skill sets there, and he's up a punch, and he's going to go down easily. All right, it is now tied up 1-1 since Retro got the advantage there, and Sergeant just seemed to have given up midway through.
Well, I noticed, first off, when Sargent was stuck in his corner and all that stuff, he was trying to wait for Retro. He got a little bit too carried away and tried to fire the first punch. But Retro, that veteran instinct, man, he backed up, let Sargent miss, Retro went in for the kill. And that's really how that match, the downfall of Sargent in that match. But, hey, it's tied now, so, it's still anyone's game.
Sudden death is underway. It is 1-1. Sergeant's got one. Retro's got one. Next person to win is going on to the next round. They trade blows. Retro's back into the corner. Sergeant's down a punch here. He backs up. Retro's on the offensive now. And Sergeant, he tries to level it up there, but Retro too good for that. And Retro, European King, moves on. Sergeant, blue-blooded American, going home. Skyle admin, bye-bye, so long. See you back on one of your 32 Class War servers. I think they have one of those. Anyways, guys, it is on to the final round. Magic Marksman, unfortunately, does not show up in time. So our dream match in the first round is going to get a little bit short, but we still get a pretty good match here with Setup Lit. However, Setup Lit Clayface, he has had an interesting run in the NHBL. He has been here since the very beginning, since the origin when we were running this on like a little itty bitty trade server with like 3 seats in the house. However, he has yet to find any resounding amount of success. He's a pretty good boxer. He's just not one of the greats, and it's really sad to see that because he puts so much effort in. What does he got to do? We ask this question every time, but I want to get your take on it. I don't think I've ever asked you. What does he got to do to finally seal away all those doubters, all those critics, and finally become one of the greats and move on?
Look, Setup Lit has the potential to pull off a massive upset tonight. He has nothing to lose in this situation. It's the same situation as last year. Exactly what happened last year. Spottin took on a guy like El Commandante, a European-based boxer who was heavily favored to win. And he was also a substitute boxer. So once again, Spottin finds himself in the same situation as he did last year. He's nervous. He has pressure on him. Setup Lit is a monster when it comes to competing at anything. He has trouble. Yes, you mentioned he has trouble trying to make it to high stakes fights, but that doesn't really matter. He's been here for a long time. He's experienced. That's all you got to know. He's experienced as.
He is experienced, but standing in front of him is perhaps one of the most dominant boxers in the history of the NHBL, the inventor of the Gator roll. So much he uses it so much that we start calling him the Gator around in the commentator box. That's his nickname now, trademark patented by the T-shirts. Spottin is a great boxer, but one thing that, as Clayface mentioned, must be weighing on his mind is that his last stint in the NHBL Finals resulted in him going home in the first round to El Commandante. That started the whole Cinderella story. He's proven this year, though, he's still that dominant boxer. He notched up, I think, 2 tournament wins this year. He's done an amazing job, but here he is again in the big limelight. What do you expect from him here, Sins?
Well, I mean, either way, we're going to get a good matchup. I mean, I would have rather seen Marksman, my homegrown SSBL guy, but hey, I guess we'll have to settle with a great boxer like Setup, I suppose. But you know what? But in all seriousness, though, it's going to be a great match between these two. These guys are veterans. They're really good in the ring. They have all these accolades. You know what? Screw the statistics. Screw what happened in history. Let's focus on tonight, because tonight in this match will be probably the best match of the night. I'm calling it. It'll be entertaining. Blood will be all over the ring like it already is. So it's going to be great. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
Update, please. So, black screen.
Spottin is unable to compete here tonight. His computer's gone down. He just can't come in. So let me condense this all down for you. So Magic Marksman doesn't show up earlier tonight, and we were going to have Spottin versus Setup Lit. However, Spottin's computer decides, hey, let's just take a little moment here to crash because I'm a terrible computer. So Spottin is unable to compete tonight, but just in the nick of time, Magic Marksman has woken up from his hibernation, and he is now doing his practice rounds with a referee so that all the boxers here have a fair amount of boxing practice round time. So our match tonight is going to be the Magic Marksman taking on Setup Lit. A bit of a shakeup. The whole night has gone topsy-turvy, but hey, here we are getting this boxing match underway, and I love my job. That's the first time I've ever said it, and it's the last time I'll ever say it. So, Retro, Magic Marksman, here he is. We didn't think he was going to show up tonight, but here he is in the flesh, getting beaten up by a referee, apparently. That's really sad. But yeah, what do you expect out of Magic Marksman tonight now that he just came in?
Oh, you're talking to me. Look,
yes, I'm talking to you, Clayface.
The Magic Marksman, one of the highest ranked heavy boxers in the United States, a ferocious boxer, if I have to say so myself.
Champion, yes, sir.
And he's a former Swap Shop Boxing League champion.
Yep.
Won the match of the year last year against one and only Spottin in the NHBL match. There is some lag problems with Marksman. I just saw him stuttering around the ring.
Right.
My word.
Really interesting because he's only at 53 ping right now, but the way he was just jittering across
moving
the ring
was crazy.
Looked like 600 ping instead. Hopefully he can get that under control. The warm-ups between Marksman and
Setup are happening now.
Are now going to get underway. Yes. So set up lit now. He's had a bit of a rough road here tonight. First, he's told he's not going to box. Then he says, "Hey, you're going to face Bot." But now he has to face another decorated ferocious champion in Fungus. The night has just changed all around on him. Sins, what's he going to do?
Well, with all the drama and all the chaos that's happening tonight, I can really just think Setup's mind is probably going a lot of different places. But he is a good competitor, a veteran, and he should be ready for this, should be okay. You know, he needs to have a good, calm, breathe in, and punch. Okay, that's all it has to be. Now, Fungus, or as we all know, Magic Marksman, you know, I helped train him along with Professor Patrick, Dimitri, all these other guys back in SSBL, and I can say Magic Marksman is one of the best boxers I've ever seen. He was our world champion. He's a great boxer. Now for setup, he has to face. He was told he wasn't going to fight anyone tonight. But then he was heard he got to fight Spot, and he'd be like, "Oh, cool, that's amazing." And he's like, "Wait, I have to fight Spot? Crap!" But now he has to face Magic Marksman. I don't know what he's thinking, but all he should be thinking is, "I'm going to win this tournament. I'm going to go and I'm going to beat the Salsa Heavyweight Champion, and that's the end of that." And that's what I think he should be thinking.
Honestly, just win, baby. I like that attitude. I hope he's in that attitude, because as we were watching these practice matches unfold, Clayface, the jitter and tap dancing on the side of Mr. Magic Marksman is some of the
horrible.
Yeah, that is.
I've never seen lag being shown from my perspective that bad.
Yeah, both of us there were for the Singapore event where people were reaching up to 600 ping, and that is just, I don't know what the referees are going to call on that.
Look, the Magic Marksman is experienced with fighting under high ping. He won the fight in Singapore, so hell, I mean, can do anything.
Round one is underway here. Setup lit, very cautious to approach because he doesn't know what Marksman going to do. Marksman doesn't know what he's going to do because he's lagging all over the place. He gets a punch in though. It is down 1-0 in punches favoring the Magic Marksman. Setup lit taking this very cautiously here. I don't know if he got a punch in there. I think the hit registration bugged on him. I don't know. I think Setup lit got a punch there. And now they're definitely trading blows now. Setup lit playing this very, very conservatively. I would too. He's down. I think he's down to his last health bar here, and it's not going to matter. Marksman takes it home 1-0. All right. Clayface, Marksman.
Yeah.
Ping's kind of working in his favor, ain't it?
To be honest with you, considering now that he has some lag issue, this is actually quite a fair fight because Setup lit based in Finland with 123 ping. He's taking on Marksman.
Finland.
He's American, but man, what is with him tonight? There's stuttering everywhere, but seems to be working.
Round two is now underway. It's Magic Marksman's game point here. Setup lit is now going to charge in, and he's going to even it up now. I think they're trading blows again. I think Setup lit got the punch there. I think because I can't tell, but now I can tell because there's a corpse on the floor. It's 1-1 now. Setup lit goes and ties it. Sins. What does Magic Marksman got to do? Is there anything he could do when he's jittering all over the place like that?
Honestly, I mean, I've seen Magic Marksman, compete with his ping was all right and his ping was bad. And, I just think Magic Marksman, he's just not on his game like he's supposed to be. And Setup is just, taking up on Magic Marksman's faults there and just, picking them out. And it's really harmful for Magic Marksman to set up. He's going to win that every time Magic Marksman screws up. And that's, partially with his ping, but Magic Marksman, he's just not himself right now, I've noticed. But Setup, keep up that work, bud.
All right, final round is underway here. Here we go. Magic Marksman throws a punch, and now he's down. He's in trouble here. He's fading in and out of existence like he just ate a Thanos finger snap, and he's getting punched. He's getting walloped on. Setup lit might advance here. Setup lit misses, though. He missed. He missed. He added one, and he missed. Mr. Stark, he does not feel so good. He's on the ground. Magic Marksman fading in and out. Wins it 2-1. He is advancing to the second round. Sins here is going to go get an interview with the winner. But before that, I'm going to talk to Clayface real quick. Clay, despite the ping, despite being called in so super late, despite missing the event, Magic Marksman topples all that, is going to advance. Absolutely unreal.
Yeah, that is crazy, and tonight was very unfortunate. We saw Spot and pull out. We saw Spot and pull out of his match, and all. So it was a tough night, but Magic can manage to pull it through. So kudos to him, and congrats.
So, Magic Marksman, we meet again. So first
Good
you
start.
weren't going to compete in the match, and then now you showed up and was able to advance to the next round. How did that, how was it trying to get into this tournament, thinking that you weren't going to get in? What was your mindset going into this match?
It's hard to say because originally I completely forgot about the match and I'm coming back in now, and I'm definitely in my off game. Where I'm from, I can't play heavy too much because it's mostly trade plaza, and you know how littered the snipers those are. So I've had little to no time to play heavy. But even with that, I don't want to brag or anything, but my skill ceiling is so high that even in my off day, I win effortlessly.
Well, I play with you on occasion in State Plaza. If you're referring to me about my sniping, I swear to God, I'll headshot you. But anyways, so you all this whirlwind of emotion. Obviously, you forgot about the tournament. How did you forget about this tournament? It's the NHBL Finals, but you forgot. You came back. Luckily for you, you be the judge, but Spartan's computer crashed and was able. When you take a negative, sometimes you get a positive. Now that you're advanced to the next round, what's your strategy? And you don't have to divulge and show us your hand or anything, but what's your strategy going into the next round? You don't know who you're fighting yet, I don't think. And what's your strategy going in?
I'm just doing what I've been doing. I'm gonna climb those stairs. I'm gonna climb that ladder. I am absolutely the king of making it work. I'm playing on a Windows XP computer. My monitor sizzles when I open my computer. It's almost, other than back in the day, it almost seems every match, every one, I have bad ping, and I just get it to work. It works somehow.
And that was going to take away my next question about the whole ping. How do you fare with the ping? What do you do to kind of use your ping to your advantage?
I pride myself on being unbelievably predictable. But at the same time, when you get that ping issue in there, it turns my predictableness upside down and flips the whole thing. So I swear, on good ping, I'd probably be super bad against some of these guys, other than Spotting. But again, that ping almost like my trusted ally.
Well, as we know from SSBL, you're a pretty good talker because I kind of taught all my people to talk.
His provided fitter sport.
It would only make true sense if the Retro's interviewed by myself, the absolute lover of all Europeans. Now, Retro, let me start by saying it was a close fight, but I would like to just bring up one thing, that you'll be facing El Comandante in the next round, which I love this. This is a rematch of the main event kickoff for the European Finals. That was an awesome match. It was a fantastic. I'm getting goosebumps already. He's there in the crowd. What do you have to say to him? He's right there in the crowd. Look at him. What are you going to say to him right there in the divisionals? Oh yeah, this is excellent.
Tell him he's ugly.
Promote this shit, man. Promote this up, man. Go buff it up. Let's go. Awesome. Woo.
I'm probably gonna die.
You're gonna die. What do you mean? You had the upper hand on him in the kickoffs, but what about with high ping? Who really gets the win in Chicago? Who really gets the win here?
I mean, I can't really tell. We come from basically the same area of England. We're pretty much on the same playing field right now. I don't know really.
Now, what is the game plan against Commandante? Do you stick with what you did before? Do you try to speed him? Do you go slow on him? He's a tough cookie to master, that Commandante.
I mean, it depends. If he's expecting it, then I'll do something. I'll do something else. But if he's not, then I'll continue.
Right. Well, congratulations, Marksman. We'll see you in the next round. Hey, Baxter, back to you, lad.
No, wait! You forgot to interview the European guy.
Oh,
Shall I do it? Shall I do it?
Okay, Clayface, go interview the European guy. Go get him, Tiger.
Sometimes I just consume the whole spotlight.